B-2s took off from Whiteman and vectored west towards Guam as a head fake. General Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, said this was a decoy move known only to tight circles of planners within Washington, D.C. And this drew Iran's attention to the Pacific, while the main strike package of 7 B-2s slipped east to Iran, running silent with encrypted satellite links and zero chatter. It was a middle finger to Iran's intel, setting the stage for the real hit. And each B-2 packed a punch. Each one carried 2 GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators. And these are bombs that don't ask for permission. Permission asks the GBU-57. The pilots that fly with these bombs call them the bunker killer. And the GBU-57 is a massive ordnance penetrator, or a MOP. It's a 30,000-pound beast designed to gut fortified targets. This 20-foot-long missile packs 6,000 pounds of explosives in a 24,000-pound steel casing that slices through over 200 feet of steel, earth, and concrete like a hot knife through butter. General Kane confirmed that 14 MOPs were dropped. This is the first combat usage of this game changer. Mountains don't stop the GBU-57. They part ways, they create a little canyon, and they just let it through. The GBU-57 doesn't just detonate, it re-explains the landscape plan to the Earth. The GBU-57 doesn't just penetrate, it makes bunkers beg for more. The GBU-57 slides in so deep, even Fordo's nuclear bunkers blush before it blows. You get the idea. At 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:10 a.m. in Iran, the lead B-2 drops 2 MOPs on Fordo's underground fortresses. Over the next 25 minutes, 12 more hammered Fordo and Natanz, turning Iran's nuclear hub into craters. Fordo's mountain bunker was no match. It's like trying to block a wrecking ball with a cardboard box. Official damage assessment is still in the works, but it looks like this was a sweeping success. And Iran's air defenses, useless. General Kane said their fighters stayed parked, and their SAMs didn't even ping the B-2s. The MOPs and the stealth tech made this a clean hit, and Iran didn't launch any fighter jets, unfortunately. No F-14s, since some of those have been taken out, and no F-4s launched either, since a lot of those have been struck in the underground bunkers that they've been housed in. So, unfortunately, those jets didn't launch.
Not any of that. It's BS is what it is. It's BS from the beginning, and this is why you don't trust Israel. Okay? Because Israel is pushing hard to get Trump involved. Pushing hard to get the United States involved offensively. We're already involved. We are already involved in this war. Offensively, we're assisting Israel's
order does not provide safety.
They have both come out, the United States and Israel, and stated we own the skies in Iran is because the United States assisted Israel. Their satellite capabilities, they cannot do this without us. We're going to be breaking this down, Chad. I've just been eating my popcorn, watching these people, man, all over X, and it's just so ridiculous. I'm consistent here, chat. I've remained consistent right here. And I told y'all riggers, don't trust Israel.
The final twilight is at hand.
They don't have the president's best interest in mind. They don't have the United States' best interest in mind. They don't. They don't.
Check the screen.
Never have and never will.
Bitch.
All right, never will. So here we are, man. You're a joke. Okay.
Order does not want allies.
Get all
She
the
seeks
stupid
slaves.
How'd you wake up, dog?
We've already done it in Iraq. We can do it again. You know, they're stupid. They're stupid.
How'd you fall asleep?
The universe craves
So we're gonna break this down.
Probably 9 o'clock.
The
We're
light
gonna break
does
this
not
down.
save.
What happened, dog?
Oh, well, I only had like 3 hours of sleep
They don't even know what to say now.
the morning before,
They
and
literally don't know
I had
what
a
to
headache.
say. We're gonna break this down and some updates with what is going down in the war. There have been some escalations and developments.
Conflict is our only fate.
And on the U.S. side, there does appear to be diplomatic conversations taking place between the U.S. and Iran. That, by the way. It's all over the so-called nukes. You got cyber
Absolute
attacks being
judgment
launched
is
in
the first
Iran.
transgression.
We have accusations.
They will all
that,
see darkness.
Rogue Russian Iranians are launching bots on social media to divide Iran, divide MAGA. Iranian and Russian Russia bots being deployed on social media to divide MAGA. And so what? So now the MAGA people, these influencers, are we now gonna go down this route where Russian bots are coming for us? Democrats now blame everything on Russia now. Russian bots are influencing everything to divide us. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Let's go. Come on. Enough is enough, dude. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Really, dude, really? Is MAGA really gonna do this now? Russian bots fighting us. Are we Democrats now? What's going on here? So, all right, we're gonna break this down. We are gonna break this down. And actually, big talks float around where now there is big push.
Yo, dog, they destroyed Iran's nuclear facilities.
For calls for Israel.
Dude, imagine being in that fucking plane for 37 hours, dude.
Dismantle
Holy shit.
their nuclear.
That's how long they were in there?
Seeking the light is a
37 hours. Yeah.
Because they took off from Missouri and refueled with fusion tankers.
That's floating around as well. So we're going to be talking about all of this. We are going to be providing all of this analysis, news, facts, and opinions. Well, we're all here too. So if you are just tuning in, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. Hit the bell notification, please copy the link, share this everywhere. We gotta find 500 Rigas out there. We gotta find 500 Rigas out there to get to 90K by the 4th of July. By the 4th of July. So, as I always say, we are 100% independent, guys. I am listener and viewer supported. All of our
Unity is
Rigas out
another
there.
word
If you guys like to support the broadcast, and bless a Riga in the chat. Get that red wave going. Or drop it now, mid-show,
Also,
end of
that
the show.
those bombs had to
Usually
fucking
people like to
penetrate
wait
200
and
feet
hang
of.
out at the end of the show and chat and go
Like,
back
what
and
the
forth,
I don't
which is
even know how
cool.
that's possible.
But if you would like
I think, I heard it said that they use one to fucking just like dig the fucking thing, and then they use the other to actually go in and explode.
Yeah, it was literally Top Gun, dude. Top Gun Maverick. Same country, same fucking plan, dude. It was so weird.
Trump always wins has been gifted the one membership from S. Newman 242.
They used that in Top Gun.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was Iran. It was a nuclear facility. They had to make a hole for the bomb to go in. They had to blow a hole so the bomb could go through.
Congratulations.
Literally the same thing.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think we got some Rigas already entering the league tonight.
I guess that's good, right?
Mars
Apparently they had F-22s escorting the bombers. And F-35s.
suffocates the soul.
_39. And S. Newman 24724 already blessed in return. See how that works?
Guess next time they'll have to build their facilities 500, 600 feet deep.
All
Embers on the
gifted
wind.
memberships from Kit Kat Mars. 07's in the chat. Whiskey laying down the gauntlet with 5 gifted subscriptions.
This world is split.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Marshmallow, D-Man, Key 8. It'll register. It'll register. Just give it some time. Give it some time. Thank you, 07's in the chat.
Stand down next to Dragon.
Register the other 3. But 07's in the chat. Doc 68 Whiskey.
Follow. Lose yourself.
Awesome. Awesome looking at Red Wave.
There is no shame.
Red Wave going down, chat. Going down. No Riga left behind. Now saying. That's right. Yeah, it'll register the other 3. Just give it some time. Just Especially when there's like a back-to-back gifted membership, right? Exactly. All right. Well, let's get into the intel. And like I said, if you guys want to drop some throughout the show, we'll when I see it, address it. But let's get into the intel. So I wanna before we get into Israel.
I will rip this world apart.
It's not fake news. It's Israeli news. So a bunch of weirdo Zionists out there like, oh my God, come on, read the list. Israeli news confirmed that Benjamin Netanyahu is
Freedom
making it clear
is
they don't need the United
order
States
broken.
to finish the job and take out Iran's nuclear capabilities. Right? That's what we're being sold. That's what we're being told. Without any evidence, if you ask for evidence, you're called an anti-Semite, a traitor.
Peace is an illusion.
You're a coward. All this crap, right? I've been seeing this as well today, which is kind of weird. I've been seeing it on Reddit. You guys have been seeing this, hearing this. But there are some people out there like insisting and demanding,
Discord sets the universe aflame.
especially with underground, missile silos, and enrichment facilities and capabilities. Convince MAGA that Iran already has, that Iran is already nuclear armed, and that Iran is already locked and loaded and ready to
The
go
light
and
will
bomb
fall. I will cut it
Israel
down.
with a nuclear warhead if none of this stops. And same thing, people pointing to administrations decades ago and the developments that have been going on. An argument instead of just accusing you of being a
ally has
traitor
been
and
slain.
anti-Semite. I can respect that. Because coming out and trying to shut people is always a losing. You will always lose.
Change.
Always
Fight.
lose.
Let chaos consume you.
The only thing that makes me question that is this. If you're gonna make the case, Iran currently has nukes, and you are that would make President Trump a liar. That would make Israel a liar. That would make Netanyahu a liar.
Harmony is a lie
Because
told to
An
force.
ally has been slain.
Has reaffirmed
An enemy has been slain.
times for the past week that Iran can't acquire a nuclear bomb. The President of the United States has reaffirmed
From the ashes
and
rises a
made it
universe
very clear
reborn.
that if we
Never
do go
regret
in
that which must be
offensively
done.
and take out Fordo, these nuclear sites that are underground in a mountain. President Trump has made it very clear that if we're going to do that, it's to put a stop to Iran from acquiring it.
Anger, hate, love.
So it's been weird.
It is all
I'm seeing these
chaos.
people in MAGA. They're like, well, Iran they already have nukes. They already got it. We can get bombed any day now. So are you saying President Trump is lying to us? That's weird.
Turret plating will soon fall.
So you're saying President Trump is a
Infernal
liar?
edge.
Okay. You're making the case that Israel are lying. Netanyahu is a liar. Because we have been told
Enemy
multiple
killing
times the
spree.
past 4 days
Shut
has
down.
escalated to the United States saying, Israel let us know they were going to start campaign, the President of the United States was signaling that the peace talks and diplomatic negotiations would continue in order to make Iran
is
think
coming.
nothing was about to happen. And then Trump did take to social media and he confirmed after the bombing that Iran should have listened. That Iran should have taken the deal.
The bomb weighs like 30,000 pounds, right?
60-day deadline. On the 60-day deadline, one day after, that's when this
So,
started.
Now, is that 30,000 pounds of TNT, or is that just the bomb?
America, what
The
do
light
you need
cannot
us to
hold
do?
me. I will not be restrained.
Obviously, we're funding on it. Israel can't do this
I
without
don't
us.
think it's 30,000. I don't know if it's 30,000 pounds.
Israel
think I heard a
cannot do
different
this
number,
without us.
but I can't remember.
We are the only reason
Um,
that they can do any of this, financially, militarily. Period.
No, I don't think the warhead. I don't
The
think that's the
universe
warhead. I think
breaks
that's
And then
the
when
whole entire
Americans
thing.
began to realize
Because they
and find out
probably
that,
they probably list the weight for what the plane would have to carry overall instead of just the warhead itself.
Oh yeah, it is 30,000 pounds.
Go and do it. Which, to be fair, typical foreign policy position when it comes to Israel and America. Okay? Typically, if you remember when the Iranians launched missiles under the Biden administration, while Biden was the puppet, the United States did the same thing. They intervened on a defensive measure. However, the truth still stands. America's going to be involved, right? But a lot of people don't know this. So they realize, like, wait. We're getting involved defensively. We're in the skies. And then they found out that the Air Force is operating. The U.S. Air Force is assisting, intercepting missiles coming from Iran. So we got our boys in the sky as well.
Harmony is a harsh
And then they're like,
mistress.
okay, well, you know, not our war. Just as long as we're involved defensively, that's totally fine. We can do that. And
Okay, so apparently the war is 2,700 kilograms.
Alive is to know suffering.
And then out of nowhere, you started to hear the administration considering getting involved offensively because of the nukes. Because of the potential of a nuclear
I
bomb.
walk the path of
Of
disorder.
a nuclear bomb. The Iranians are on the verge. And America has to get involved offensively.
Emotion.
Because if Iran
How the fuck do they make sure the other one goes into the hole that the first one makes?
Enemies dominating.
Chaos
I don't know. I
flows
assume
in
some
all
sort of targeting
directions.
system with good flying. I don't know. I guess that's what they train their entire career for. That's why that thing costs $2 billion each.
Get involved. We need
Hunger
our
for
ally.
discord.
What are you,
My
bunch of
thirst for
anti-Semites?
battle is unquenchable.
Go die for us. Or else you're anti-Semitic. It's so wild. It really is.
Dude, I remember in
think it-
MW3, if that thing went over you, you couldn't, like, you couldn't even be inside it. You were just dead. So I guess that don't make
I
sense.
am your abyss.
They launched these things from like how fucking high up? Like
You cannot
Considering getting involved offensively? Like, yeah, if Iran retaliates, I guess we're gonna have to do something. Well, yeah, because
B2s are usually what, like
Has destroyed a turret.
30,000
and then
feet
it
up,
was,
40,000.
I heard that they were refueling at 40,000. I don't know if they go up 10,000 feet and then come back down. I don't know how actual bomb mines work. Anywhere from 30 to 40
well, in there, it's possible they might just nuke us all. We're all gonna die.
I will burn
gotta take out that fortress. We gotta take out the Fordo base. We gotta take out the Fordo nuclear underground facility. We gotta take it out. And then people realized that Trump was not only considering
Discord burns away falsehood.
or that this was no longer a rumor, but Trump was actually considering. So, okay, and then they moved it again, and then you've been seeing this part for like the past 14 hours. But somehow you're a coward because
The only son I require is solitude.
Ally has been slain.
then it was confirmed that the administration, yes, the administration is ready. It will retaliate if America gets touched.
In shadow.
Anyway, you're at home or abroad in the Middle East. And yes, we cannot allow Iran to we cannot allow it. And you've been hearing this hammered over and over
In shadows they hide
and
from
over,
darkness.
hammered. Trump supporters that were promised, right? Trump supporters that were promised no more new
Has
wars
destroyed a
under
turret.
his watch. He didn't have to start it. We were promised this wouldn't even happen, right? Particularly and specifically
This world
between
needs to
Israel and the
burn.
we were told to pick up the phone and put an end to this and escalate the war. It's gone beyond Israel versus Palestine. It's Israel versus Iran now. And so Trump's supporters are like, hey, what the hell, man? What is going on here? The narrative came out. Well, Trump has been for a very long time. Iran cannot have a nuclear bomb under any circumstances.
Let's go, baby. My God.
People, how dare you complain? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you say, wait a second, I didn't. What? I was told I was going to do war. I was told that this conflict in the Middle East was going to end.
True
Shut up.
strength
How
comes
dare
from
you,
being torn
coward?
apart.
How dare you? You don't want to go to war. They themselves aren't going to go to war. That's why it's hypocritical and it's inconsistent.
An enemy is legendary.
The
So you
fire
shut down
is
this part
coming.
in 48 hours.
Enemy double kill.
Nukes, they cannot get a nuke. They cannot
Enemy
get a nuke. They
triple
cannot get a
kill.
nuke.
This guy's 10 and 0.
And then all these people have been saying, hammering us all over Twitter, hammering everybody, hammering,
Only
punching
challenge can
everybody
bring true change.
that dares say,
The universe
what Trump
craves
said,
chaos.
shut up. If we don't stop Iran from getting nukes, we are all gonna die. We gotta go and defend and die for our ally Israel.
Order breeds ignorance.
Hammering this over and over and over and over. I mean, to the point, like I said, I've seen some stuff on social media all day
Rebellion
today.
feeds
All
the
day,
demon
people saying,
inside.
Iran actually already has the nukes. I'm like, what?
Order is an illusion.
So
Nothing
you're saying
more.
Donald Trump's a liar? This is how far people have taken this. Like, Iran already has the nukes. So Donald Trump is lying to us. Is that what you're saying? Because President Trump's position is Iran cannot acquire it. Not that they already have the spirit.
Do not fear the darkness. Fear the nothing
Trump,
after I am gone.
Benjamin Netanyahu. And that is what all of the MAGA people were arguing. They can't get a nuke. That's justification to go to war with Iran and bomb Iran. That's an act of war. An ongoing war. What about the Bush party during his first term? That wasn't an act of war. The escalation population where it is right now. And so today they were taking it to the level of
Enemy is legendary.
you are literally calling President Trump a liar, bro. Like, which is it? What are you doing? This is so wild. Like, whatever you're arguing, I appreciate people kind of arguing because I would rather you actually debate instead of just, point
My
your
fire does
fat,
not fear the
Zionist,
light.
warmongering finger in everybody's face and accuse them of being a Jew hater and an anti-Semite. And, you're a coward because you don't want to go to war. I don't want to go to war. You know?
My blade.
And I saw a lot of
My
people today
choice.
taking it to the level where Iran has nukes. You should know this.
Your
So you're
team
saying
has
President
destroyed
Trump
a
is a liar.
turret.
Because President Trump is communicating not only to the world, but the American people as the commander-in-chief that Iran cannot acquire a nuke. And that's why we gotta bomb them preeminently.
What is that dog? A black hole?
Flash.
So is Donald Trump, I mean, if that's the logic people are gonna go with, then
God, where's Jinx?
Donald Trump's a liar. The administration's a lying. Administration.
Enemy is legendary.
Israel and Netanyahu are a bunch of liars. Because the justification to go to war right now and that is the pushing
There is doubt
is
within
that,
me.
well, we have to stop Iran from getting into it. So which is it? This is what happens
Dude, my jungler
when
is
people
literally
begin
feeding right
to
now. Holy
argue
shit.
in emotion. You get
My
inconsistency. Because instead of actually trying to get what is actually happening, so we can have an informed, educated opinion. That's not their goal. Their goal is to just get you to believe one thing, whether it's true or not. Therefore, it's inconsistent. It's inconsistent.
harness emotion. Darkness falls with my blade.
You know what it is? I don't care. This is what I'm saying. This is my forget what the retards. Well, they said this. I don't care, dude. Welcome to Drew Hernandez Live. This is my show, where I say what I think.
Disorder.
I'm not interested in the BS or drama. I'm interested in the facts and getting down to the bottom of what the hell is actually going on. So we don't need homosexuals in the chat that want to drag people in this drama. Oh my god, they said this, they said that, they said this, they said that. What is this? Huh? What do you think this is? What do you think this is? Homosexual? That's homosexual. You want to act like a homosexual and get involved in like some kind of Jersey Shore drama in the middle of us as Americans on the verge of nuclear war. What the hell's the matter with you?
What does not
I do
consume
not
the
care
fire,
what
the
another
fire
show
will
host says.
consume.
This is what I have to say. That's what I don't understand. I don't want to get involved in this homosexual drama. That's not. I don't do the high school girl, the homosexual.
Darkness is
he
not
said, she said.
condemnation.
I don't do that homosexual.
It is
shit.
release.
Get that up out of my chat. Get it up. Get it up out of my chat.
Ally
Get
has
it up.
been
If I see it
slain.
again, dude, you're gone. Full-blown homosexual behavior. Full blown.
Harmony isn't the answer.
I don't
it's
understand.
the problem.
How long have you been
This
watching?
guy's fucking actually retarded. Holy
What?
shit.
This is what I believe. This is my analysis. never made any sense to me. It'll never make any sense to me. Honestly, that's
Praise chaos.
but Drew, this show host said, but Drew, I don't give a damn.
Order
This
does
is
not
my
want
show. I'm my
allies.
show host.
She seeks slaves.
My
Just
brain. My whole world or my opinions are not free to somebody else. Crazy. Absolutely
The
wild.
light does not save. It conquers. Harness emotion.
Enemy has been
Try to lean
slain.
into the homosexual gay club drama that he said. 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 Touch. Look out. Super wild. Oh, hold on. We got one in the chat. Let's go. Let's make an example of somebody really right now.
Absolute judgment is the first
Gotta
transformation.
clarify, bro. Here he is. B. Miller 2048. I'm 68 years old, and this show is getting very homophobic. We need to accept other people's lifestyles. Get the homosexual out of the chat. Get that 68-year-old sodomite the hell out of the chat. Oh, dude, you are in the wrong chat, buddy. The wrong chat. This show is getting very homophobic. We got another cucked out, retarded boomer in the chat. Another one, dude. Another. Look at this. I'm 68 years old, and this show is getting very homophobic. We need to accept other people's lifestyles. Pedophiles, you retard. You 68-year-old retard. Why don't you accept the pedophile lifestyle? Huh? Why don't you accept the pedophile? You 68-year-old retard. Moron, get the hell out of here. Get him out. Get him out. Get him the hell out of here. Get him out. Get him out.
Chaos.
Get him out. Get him the hell out of here. He's watching the wrong show. What, you think this is Charlie Kirk? You think this is Real America's Voice? You think this is Ben Shapiro? What do you think this is, dude? What saloon do you think you're in? What the hell do you think this is?
Unity is
Go back to
another
your
word
pride
for
parade, you homosexual. Get out of here. Go back to your homosexual bathhouse. Get the hell out of here. Get that homosexual boomer the hell out of my chat. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out, dude. Get him out. Get him the hell out.
Shut down.
Cook him. Cook him with some gifted memberships. Look at this. Look at the chat. Already moving. Look at this. Look at this. Cooking this retard with some gifted subs. Look at that. Look at that.
An ally has been
Straight up, look
slain.
at that. Midwest Gunner gifted 1 subscription to Nemo74. Look at that. Look at that, bro. Look at that.
I will
See that?
break them all.
You see that, you homosexual boomer? You see that? You see that? Are you mad? Are you mad, buddy? Are you mad? Look at that. Joanne EV gifted 1 subscription. Incredible. Look at that. Look at that. Straight up. You're in the wrong saloon, buddy. You are in the wrong saloon. The wrong saloon. Vanessa24 gifted 1 subscription. This show is getting very homophobic. Wild, dude. That ship sailed a long time ago, bro.
Oh my god.
Gift 1 subscription. This is how we deal with the sodomites and the weak.
Enemy
This is how we deal with the weak. The weak.
An enemy has been
Weak.
slain.
Couldn't use my fucking ult that entire fight, dude.
Your family probably
Holy shit. Could have killed so many people.
Congratulations, dog.
because you're a selfish piece of trash and you're always wrong. Josh Hawks has gifted 5 subscriptions.
You think the new Kratos is gay?
What do you mean?
You're done.
Like the one in the
You're
new
done.
games?
68-year-old homosexual
Literally or
in the chat.
figuratively?
Get him the hell out.
like figuratively.
BMS 13
Oh,
gives us a let's go.
I just don't.
Go.
I don't know. I feel like it's not even God of War. It's so different.
Let's freaking go. Let's freaking. Oh, we got.
He has his
Gifted one subscription. Let's go.
No.
Cooking. 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 Oh man, dude. Wow. Wow. Unreal. Unreal. Unreal, dude. Absolutely unreal. Dude. What a loser. What a loser. Pride month.
Enemy triple kill.
I warn people.
An ally has
So
been
I warn
slain.
people when I'm on another network or I'm on another show or whatever. I'm like, I'll invite people to come watch the show, but beware, dude. Beware. You will be publicly
Yeah.
humiliated.
This guy, the guy that I'm laning against, had 6 kills before he even killed me once.
Has been destroyed.
Like, how the fuck does that happen, bro? My entire team is just fucking feeding. All of them. 2-6, 4-13, 3-6, 2-7. Like,
What does that mean? Does that mean they're feeding?
Your inhibitor
they're
has been
feeding them
destroyed.
the win. They're feeding them shit to
Oh.
get better items. Fucking annoying.
How do you get better items?
How what?
An enemy has been
How do you get
slain.
better items?
You just buy them
Your turret
in the
has
store.
been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
When you get kills, you get gold.
Like during the match, you buy them?
Yeah.
He's probably typing in the chat thinking he doesn't desire to learn anymore. He turned his brain off when he was like 20 years old, and he thinks he's an expert in wisdom just because he's old, but he's a retard. Probably has like 10 failed marriages. All of his friends hate him. His grandkids think he's a loser. This but he blames everybody else. That's why he's on his couch like a loser, masturbating to pornography, and a homosexual, and a freaking loser, and getting cooked into Hernandez's chat. Get out of here.
Follow.
Take that as a public review. All right. We're making woke boomers stew tonight, Chad. We're making the timeline. Now we've been brought to the point where
Yo, dog, you need to get alien isolation. Oh.
Iran has nukes, and
5 and 15, dude. 5 and 15.
this is what's interesting. This is what I find interesting about it.
Holy shit.
And this is where it's becoming a contradiction. And this was my point. But all these masturbators and these homosexuals that are more interested in drama between show hosts, okay, they don't listen. Do you want to listen now? Are you ready to listen, buddy?
Nice, dude.
Some kind of like out of control, zero self-control masturbator. Constantly ejaculating
It's nice.
7, 8, 9, 10 times a day.
fucking
You have no self-control, so you can't sit down and listen.
Oh, there was a game, there were a couple games ago. Okay, just try and listen, right? Because there'll be information that you
Man, go
won't-
fuck
yo,
yourself,
shut
dude.
your faggot mouth. It's information you won't fully understand if I just give it to you outright, so just... There's a guy, At level 1, he's horrible. He's probably one of the worst champions in the game because he does no damage. And if you're gonna invade their territory, you either have to upgrade his jump, or you don't invade, or else you're dead. He didn't upgrade the jump. He still invades. He dies. There were 2 or 3 of them trying to kill him. He wanted me to jump in at level 1 with a guy that has basically no team fighting abilities, and I only have 1 ability. He wanted me to jump in when he's basically already dead. And then the other team, the guy on the other team was like, yeah, he literally let me kill him. Like, he just stood there
Why do
in
you
their
even
jungle.
watch
Like, what
shows?
a fucking
I don't
retard.
understand.
Apparently that's my fault when he's literally suiciding.
The point is that
Yeah, what was that other name, dog? You
That's the
you
point.
ganked him, dog.
Because if you are gonna say
No, there's no
you should
ganking
trust
there.
Trump,
There's ganking all the time, dog.
we should trust he knows what he's doing.
I'm ganking right
And if you are
now,
gonna
dog.
run 24 hour for the past 72 hours, all over MAGA, all over social media, if you are gonna run these massive campaigns where even the rapid response account for the administration put out like 10 videos reiterating the point that Trump made it clear that Iran could never have a nuke. Iran could never have a nuke. Iran could never have
So
a
is
nuke.
this map?
Okay? This is the
Yep.
point. Master Vader, can you calm down and listen? Can you focus? Put the pornography down. Get the penis
Wait, so
out
there
of
are
your
no other
hand.
maps?
There are, but
The point is,
you play it once and you
the
want to kill
narrative
yourself.
being spun out there right now.
I've played, what,
In MAGA
2,000 plus
world,
games
are trust
on
Trump,
the same
trust
map.
Trump,
You don't get
trust
tired of
Trump, trust Trump. Trump says Iran can't get a nuke. Therefore,
You don't-
this is why it's
you don't
justifiable
really-
to offensively
It's
get
it's not like
involved.
Siege where
You literally gotta talk to these people like
the
they're babies.
where the
Not
map
you, Chad, the
determines
masturbators
how
out
you
there.
play and who you play.
This is your justification to go to war now. So as a result,
And I'd say it's a basic enough map to
people are
where you
now
don't
gonna
need
take
to
it
have
to
a
the
different map
full.
because
where they're doubling down, they're tripling down, they're quadrupling down.
I don't know. I feel like variety isn't necessary.
Iran actually already has nukes. Okay? That
And
by
both
default makes
both sides
Trump a
are
liar.
flipped.
The point is this. I don't care
So
whether
it's
another
symmetrical,
show host
but in the
says.
opposite way.
Stick to the point, masturbator. Okay? The point is Trump is the one that is being used to justify
Yo,
why we should go to war.
Helios,
That
dog,
we should
is
trust
the
him.
bottom.
But if the narrative becomes that Trump actually
mean,
is
is that the top?
going to war, or
What does
wants
it
to
say?
go to war
Bottom of
to
Helios?
stop Iran
Oh, he's
from
playing
acquiring
bottom.
nukes.
He's not at the bottom.
But if we're gonna come out and run
What the
damage
fuck
control
is
and
the
say
difference,
Iran already
dog? I
has
don't
nukes,
understand.
to create a narrative to justify going to war,
Because
then
I'm
that
at the
makes
bottom.
Trump a liar.
'Cause I'm
That's the
picking
point.
one.
Nice, dude.
Wild, dude. I'm just like, but this show, I don't care, dude. I literally don't care. Are you retarded or something? Do like all show hosts interview with the Public broadcaster asked whether Israel has the ability to destroy Iran's underground Fordo nuclear facility without assistance from the United States. Netanyahu says, quote, and I quote, "We will achieve all our objectives and hit all of their
Yo, you can play as fucking
facilities.
Wukong,
We
dude?
have the capability to do that." Whether the United States President
He's
Donald Trump
OP too.
wants to join, quote,
Not fun
wants
to
to
play
join
against.
or not.
Takes no
That's
skill.
entirely his decision, Netanyahu adds. He'll do what's good for the United States, and I'll do what's good for the state of Israel. Or adding, as the saying goes, every contribution is welcome. Fordo is buried under a mountain and widely considered to be out of reach of all. but
Cosmic
Americans
Reaver
are focused on
Cassidon.
football. That's been the argument, right?
This guy's
Well,
if
Israel
you
needs us.
if
We
you get
gotta
fed
stop
on, he's
Iran
fucking
from getting the
broke, and he
nuke.
just has a
They
bunch
need our
of
bunker buster bomb.
what is it called?
So we gotta go to war.
Not jumps. What's a fucking word? Like it not. I don't want to say teleport. It's not the word I'm trying to
earlier
use.
today,
Dash.
An Israeli official told the Times of Israel that Israel expects the United States
Yeah, I
to decide
wouldn't say
on whether
dash
or not
either.
to join the offensive
Guess
against
it's like-
Yo,
Israel
Mel is
within the
hot.
next 24 to 48 hours, and then
Yeah.
Trump said, I'll let you know within the next 2 weeks."
Samir is nice too.
And then it became, we don't need the United States.
I
We
think
can do
Mel
this.
is in the show.
You see what's happening here, chat? You see what's happening here? So now, I think all of these MAGA people that have been twisting themselves into all of these pretzels, justifying war in Iran, justifying bombing Iran. Now, Israel is literally telling you we don't need you. We do not need your offensive capabilities to do what we need to do to take out the nuclear sites, even Fordo. We got it. We don't need
to
you.
Summoner's
After they
Rift.
asked repeatedly the United States to get involved. And many of the Israelis
You ever
making the
play,
case,
Crossfire?
"Oh, to take down
30
Fordo,
seconds
we're
until
gonna need the
minions
American
spawn."
Is that a shooting game?
bunker bombs."
Yeah, it's like the cheap knockoff of Counter Strike.
And by the way,
I
I don't want
know.
America involved. Okay?
Shit was
If
fun back in the
Israel
day.
wants to go toe-to-toe
Oh,
with
so it was
Iran
old?
and
Then I
annihilate
don't think I
themselves,
have.
fine.
Yeah.
I don't think I've
However,
heard of it really.
we're still technically involved.
I remember playing that shit in like middle school.
I think I saw a report today that I'll bring it up in a little bit. We're like in
Minions
the
have
200
spawned.
million a day range at this point if this continues. And for Israel. Their defensive.
I don't know why. Earlier when I was playing Borderless, it was running perfectly, and then once
So
either I
now,
opened
this
OBS
is
or
why I opened
Discord,
up the
and
show, breaking down
can't
the
run on
timeline,
Borderless.
and I was trying to get through it quickly and swiftly, but
Yo, Rumple Dog.
the homosexuals,
Looks like he's a mage.
it brings me to this. Now,
What'd you say?
these MAGA
Rumple.
influencers
Yeah, that's Karthus,
twisting
dog.
themselves into pretzels.
Arthas.
Yeah,
All kinds of mental
those are the guys I was talking about in Dark Souls 3 in the dungeons.
We gotta stop the nuke. We gotta stop the nuke. We gotta
Nice,
stop the nuke.
dude.
Well, we do have nukes. So we gotta bomb Iran. We gotta go to war. You're a coward. You're an anti-Semite. You're a Jew hater. God's gonna curse you because you don't want to do this. Well, now, Israel is saying we don't.
This guy just spams the shit.
This is why I tell people not to do this. And honestly, I
Yo,
would
upgrade your
really like
minions, dude.
to know what Trump's opinion is on this.
You don't upgrade your minions.
This is what I said from the beginning. Don't trust Israel.
And what the fuck is this bullshit, man, dog?
You heard Ted Cruz last night, our so-called greatest ally. Whatever.
Like, are you just really big, or are the minions just midgets?
Now, I'm interested.
that I don't actually
Have you guys
know.
seen this headline?
Like in the universe, I know there's an answer for that, but I don't actually know. I think everyone is scaled down. Like, there's a player called Malphite, which he's like hundreds of feet tall. He's a big like rock monster. He's really big, but he's scaled down, so everyone's to the same scale.
Forget he said he
How do you know he's scaled down?
between Israel and Palestine. It's okay.
Because in his lore, he's like hundreds of feet tall.
Oh, they say he's like hundreds of feet tall.
Yeah, like all the characters have their lore and
Quiet
shit.
right now is 'cause
Oh. Interesting.
That's why I don't watch the show, because there's way cooler lore than what they have in the show.
now there could be
Well, the show is, I think it only focuses on, like, Jinx and, like, sister or whatever.
needs. They need our financial aid, assistance, and military equipment, apparatus, replenishing Iron Dome, their defense capabilities, and the United States. So we are involved. We are going to be involved. But this was a statement quite literally
How many DLCs has this game had?
Bombing Porto. He's considering it. He's considering it. He's gonna make a decision.
what-
Are we gonna do this or not?
I wouldn't
We
say
gotta
it
stop
has
the
any
nukes.
DLC. It has skins.
We gotta stop the nukes. We gotta stop the nukes. We gotta stop the nukes.
I don't think
And now
MOBAs have
Israel
DLCs.
says, well, we'll just do it ourselves. What if I did Israel? America, for America, step in and get this war.
Apparently, there's a new game where you can build like
Not about the
a Blade Runner Cyberpunk city, like a Sim City type thing.
spiritual implications. I broke this down. They need to take out our
That's pretty interesting.
agent to retaliate.
Is there gameplay of it, or you just heard about it?
These people have the idea of bringing
I don't know if there's gameplay of it.
Antichrist. Take down the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque on the Temple Mount. I believe they can't do that because Iran is finally taking it out. It's about land, it's about power, it's about their false eschatology. But at the same time, that's what I'm trying to tell people. This is not gonna end. People fell for it in 2001, dude. It's the same thing. It's the same. Oh, but we're not depressed. Where's the 9/11?
What the fuck is he
What about
doing?
9/11? Yeah. That's why I'm
Hey,
warning
man,
you.
take his,
Be on the lookout for guys. But hey, if Israel doesn't need us, where's my money? I want my money back.
just witnessed it.
Shouldn't we pull back defensively?
An enemy has been slain.
Shouldn't we just kind of like see all this is where you're gonna see what
Yo, dude, you gotta push them back, dog.
even at this point, people will still not let it go. They'll still not criticize Israel. They will still let Israel dominate them. Did I not tell you the other night? This is what these people do. These dumb boy will still capitulate because of the misinterpretation of Genesis chapter 12. And this is why I've been telling. Have I not been consistent on this? This all has been going down, and I'm not going to sit here and try to tell people what I think MAGA wants to hear. I'll tell you how I feel and tell you the truth. Don't trust Israel. Don't trust Israel. Don't trust Israel. Do not trust Israel. Period. Don't trust their so-called intel. I think they are clearly running an op on Donald. And if President Trump is frustrated with Iran, stupid games with him, and wasting his time and testing his patience, he should feel the exact same way about Israel. There will still be people in denial. They'll still be in denial. Like I said, dude, if Israel wants to go fight for its survival, that's my belief of the right to self-defense as a human being. I think every single human being has the right to self-defense. Goes for any human on the face of planet Earth. So, can Israel defend itself? Yes. Can Palestine? Yes. When you're in a war, are they going to both be pointing the finger at each other? Yes.
Will be served.
In a war, are both going to be committing war crimes? Yes. In a war, are both going to be committing atrocities? Yes. But I've had this position for a very long time. I am tired of being involved. I don't want this involvement anymore. But unfortunately, we are far too sucked into this damn thing. And we need to be proactive as Americans to no longer be manipulated by foreign acts like AIPAC, foreign entities U.S. taxpayer is paying for this. And the whole narrative, in my opinion, has collapsed. It's collapsed. Because all of these people, we gotta get the nukes. We gotta stop them from getting nukes. Well, now Israel's saying, well, but that was the justification for America to get involved. Because if we don't stop them from getting nukes, and that's the America First position. How many times have you guys been hearing this in the past 72 hours? Huh? The America First position is to stop Iran from acquiring a nuke so we all don't die. Now Israel is saying, well, we don't. Oh man, Israel's just like, the joke's on you, ha ha ha. My opinion is a total humiliation on Donald Trump. What's it really gonna take for people to say it? I really don't know. Oh, I know, it's a cult. Manipulation. And people are just afraid. That's how you know you're in a cult. If you're afraid to question something, you're in a cult. You're in a cult. Straight up. You do know, in Christianity, you're allowed to question things. That's why you have the Bible. You know? God gives an answer to your questions. I mean, not specifics and why did this happen, why did that happen, but we have general answers.
You have to level up to use specific characters, or can you use them all at the beginning?
It used to take a really long. You have to play and then get. And it's called RP, which is in-game currency.
The Bible tells you the answers.
Which used to be way harder to get, but now characters are less expensive. So.
You're not allowed.
Also, it's kind of like Siege.
Yeah, but they're all like 50 to 75% off what they used to be.
An enemy has been slain.
So it either takes way less time or.
An enemy has
And you can get champions in it's called capsules or some shit. When you level up, you can get champions. You get shards.
been slain.
The loot boxes.
God won't bless you. You curse Israel, God will curse you.
Yeah, I guess.
What does that mean? Don't even ask that. Just know it's gonna happen.
But you actually get a good amount of them. Like in COD, you used to get loot boxes and they're always bad. But in this game,
Cults don't give you
the only reason why something is bad is because you already have it. But then you can kind of sell it for extra points, kind of like you could Renown. But you're way more likely to get duplicate kits in this game than you were Siege.
There will still be people making excuses. I guarantee you there's probably people in the chat right now. Well, maybe Trump just like, well, maybe.
You can get paid skins
Are you retarded,
for free,
dude? Do
basically,
you think
as well.
Trump
You get enough,
doubling
Turret
down
plating will
on
fall
getting
soon.
involved to
like
take out
duplicates or whatever.
nuclear facilities? You think he risked, which is already happening? You think he was willing to push the base to the brink of assassination just to prove? Well, I think they did. Israel is fighting, dude. You see what I'm saying? That's my point. That's why there's still people. Dude. There will still be. Maybe. Israel is lying to your president, dude. Wake up! Wake up! You're in a
Man, every fucking game has been a fucking surrender, man. Holy shit, dude. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Fucking so dumb.
Oh.
host the Alex Jones Show for the 4th hour. It's been a while, man. I think Alex is more focused on having like in-studio 4th hour hosts, or sometimes he's just taking the whole 4th hour now. He's like super recharged and gaining his health back. But he actually reached out to me the other day. Drew, I'd love for you to host the Alex Jones Show for the 4th hour and disprove the argument that the country of Israel is the biblical Israel. I've already done that, actually. I've already done that. Yeah, I've already done that during the 4th hour, during like 2024. I've probably done it many times. So, yeah, I've literally done that before. TD480 has gifted 1 subscription. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, there's no beat. 4th hour hosts that are not as consistent as they once were. There's just Alex has been like taking his 4th hour more because he's super recharged and healthy. He's focused on more like in studio 4th hours. Some breaking news. We are on the Rumble Editors Picks homepage. So thank you, Rumble team. Thank you. Thank you. If you're just tuning in, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 90K by the 4th of July. We're trying to get to 90K by the 4th of July. So if you're just tuning in, subscribe to the channel. And we're not done. We're not done. We're just saying hello to the chat right now. I don't think so. 79 has gifted 1 subscription to Are You Kidding Me 2?
We charge cancellation fee.
07's in the chat. 07's in the chat. And 07.
I'm probably gonna get counterpicked real hard.
What do you mean?
Well, each champion has characters that
about
counter
this,
them
it's
really
because
well.
A lot of people in MAGA world
Depending on their
are,
kid or just
probably
like-
trying to figure out how the hell they explain this.
So like a good example is Brava hard countering Maestro. Like Maestro, if there's a Brava on the other team, it's literally unplayable.
They're probably trying to figure out how the hell do we explain this now, because we
I
just like
see.
went hard for the past 72 hours insisting it's okay for us to go to war with Iran, bomb Iran's nuclear underground mountain site. It's okay for Trump to want to do that because we have to stop them from acquiring a nuke. And to be America first is to stop Iran from acquiring a nuke. And Israel just came out and said, well, we don't need you. We can do it ourselves. We can do it ourselves. And here's the direct quote. Asked whether Israel has the ability to destroy Iran's underground Fordo nuclear facility without assistance from the United States, Netanyahu has stated, "We will achieve all our objectives and hit all of their nuclear facilities. We have the capability to do that. Whether the United States President Donald Trump, quote, wants to join or not, that's entirely his decision," Netanyahu adds. "He'll do what's good for the United States, and I'll do what's good for the state of Israel." Before adding that, quote, "As the saying goes, every contribution is welcome." So again, my position remains the same, chat. My position remains the same.
Yeah.
Just let Israel
A
do what
guy,
they're
a
gonna
character
do.
on the other team that I
leave them on their own. I'm
used to
done
play.
paying for it. I want to withdraw.
His name's
our
Victor. He used to be a
military
fucking
aid. I
Chad
wanna
and had a
withdraw
sick skin.
Any form of aid,
Now he walks
billions
like a
of
fucking
dollars. I wanna
literal
focus
faggot.
in the United States of America, doing away with
Nice, dude.
Congress and Senate.
Remember, I
I
was
think
saying.
he was in the show too.
I remember I was saying in the chat, oh, I wish they
US
didn't ruin
government,
Victor,
quite
and then
literally,
I didn't say
and
anything about why I don't like the new Victor. But they said, yeah. What they say? They made him effeminate, or they, I don't know. They said something referring
Welcome
to it.
to Summoner's Rift.
Why was Israel asking for U.S. intervention?
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Why was Israel just the past 7 days? Why was Israel? And I know why. Because it's in their interest to drag us into this even more, in an escalation. We're already in it, but they want the escalation.
Dude, this team is so. This team is so choked.
They want the escalation, and they want Big Brother to come in and do it. That's why. Same post 9/11 strat.
We have a support
Same post
playing top
9/11
lane, a
strat.
top lane playing mid, and a support playing.
And that's why all of these people, they're
Attack
failing to
damage
be
carry.
able to
Like, we are
intellectually
done,
debate
dude.
this or explain this, and that's why they're resulting to just, you're a Jew hater. You're a Jew hater, you're an anti-Semite. You're a coward because you don't want to go to war with Iran with Trump. Well, now Israel is saying, so now, what is it now? Where does the goalpost want to go now? Israel wants us involved because it's easier for them. They would rather all of the dumb boy go for them to get everything done on this
The big boy, dog.
which is the Antichrist in my So here are some of the developments, right? So I wanted to take you guys through that timeline for a reason, right? For a reason, and that's what we've been hearing from these people. All day long, for the past 72 hours, that we gotta go to war, we gotta go to war. Another point too now that we're here. The first reaction I have is the one I've already been hammering. Well, if Iran has nukes, and some people have been saying this, if Iran has nukes, then Donald Trump is lying to MAGA. Donald Trump is lying to the United States. Donald Trump is lying to the world. If Iran has nukes. You see where this is going? This is kind of all over the place. So what's isn't it crazy? Are you seeing what's happening? Some of these people, in their efforts to try to run damage control for Trump in the base, in their effort, this seriously, because they are trying to convince everyone it's okay to go to war, for Trump to go to war with Iran, because we got to stop them.
Wow, this guy's horrible.
In your defense of Trump, you are painting him now to be a liar. If we follow your logic. Wild. This is why I tell people, do not trust Israel. Donald Trump, do not trust Israel, sir. But 200 million from AIPAC, they're all Zionists in the administration. They've all taken millions from AIPAC. Who knows what Epstein blackmail they got on all of them? Can Donald Trump tell Israel no? That's the question. Can Donald Trump tell Israel no? But anyway. So now, I'm going to finish on this point. 2 hours into the show. So now that we are here, and Israel has declared that we don't need the United States, and all the MAGA people have been like hammering this, and Israel is saying, well, we don't need you, we'll handle it. After they begged us to further get involved offensively. Right? Why you don't trust these people? You don't trust Israel, you don't trust them. Because their interest is to use America Not necessarily drag us in, but use America to go fight their war. So, I mean, I want my money back. I don't want to pay for their defensive capabilities. I don't want to pay for their offensive capabilities. We're paying for both. You know that, right? We're paying for their defensive and their offensive. Military aid and financial aid. Billions. Billions. The second question I have now would be, are these people going to start arguing? Right? Are these people going to start now arguing and lecturing Donald Trump?
What did I just...
Trump de-escalates. We're not doing it. We're not going in. Right? We're not doing it. We're not going in. Israel is
An
saying we don't
ally
need
has
us.
been slain.
Israel is saying they don't need us. Right? Are all these people that have been hammering this, right? Like think here. These people that have been hammering America has to go to war with Iran. Because we have to go in there and stop the nuclear program. Israel can do it. We gotta go do it. These people still Trump says, well, we're not gonna go anymore. Israel can do it. You know, are these people now going to be yelling at Donald Trump now? No, we're not. You have, who cares what they say? It's in American interest. We have to make sure that we can get the job done. It's America for, are they now going to start fighting Donald Trump if Trump backs down and de-escalates? You know what I mean? Like, right? Like, are they gonna start screaming at no, it's America first, Trump, to go to war with Iran. We gotta go in there and make sure we get it done. You're wrong, Trump. You're wrong. Don't listen to Israel. They need us. Even though they're telling us, no, you have to. You have to go in there and do it. You see how, like, their arguments are just so all over the place now? It really is interesting. It really is interesting. Because now that Israel has said, we don't need you, will Trump say, okay,
An
well, you guys
enemy
handle it.
has been slain.
And then all these people that have spent the past 72 hours, we have to, it's America first, we have to go in there, we have.
Watch what smoothies do to our body.
Double kill. Signature unlocked. Has slain an enemy.
I'm here. I'm live. I know. This is breaking news in the last couple hours. Had to leave dinner. Came straight home. We are here. We are live.
Has been slain.
You've been living under a rock.
That's one.
President Trump pulled the
An
trigger.
enemy has
He
been
pulled
slain.
the trigger. Multiple bombs on multiple nuclear sites in Iran. As speculation that this was imminent as B-2 bombers have been moving across the globe. And they were used in these strikes. The entire world is waiting to see what happens with an Iranian retaliation. I'm going to tell you right now, if the FBI is monitoring possible domestic sleeper cells, and if Iran is such a threat, head on a swivel. Head on a swivel, that's all I'm going to tell you, because you can't be a neocon saying Iran is such a massive threat and then mock them after you go and bomb them. The United States of America needs to be on high alert, that's for sure right now, and that could definitely be just exactly what Israel wants, as I've been saying. And as I said, all the neocons, if you want to stick around and find out, okay? All it takes is a Mossad false flag right now. All it takes is a Mossad false flag right now. And blame it on Iran. So, we will be covering this for the next few hours. Covering all of these developments over the next couple hours. Was not planning on going live today. I wanted to take a little bit. Well, I was hoping to take a little bit of a weekend off. But I got the fatigue. I got the fatigue. You guys Thursday. I'll tell you. Trump and the Israelis saying, I'll let you know within the next 2 weeks. And Israel saying, well, we don't need America. I told you that could be another. That's how it began. That's how this whole thing began, with a deception campaign to signal to the rest of the world that nothing's about to go down, and then it goes down. So we will provide some analysis, but I do want to stay on top of the news and everything that we have. We will be bringing up the White House feed. President Trump is slated to go live in about 5 minutes. And we'll just keep this feed open right here for you guys, so you will not miss it. It's looking like we are getting an Oval Office address. I don't see why he wouldn't be. But I predict President Trump is obviously, based off of his Truth Social confirming, yes, multiple nuclear sites and the main nuclear site of discussion and concern has been Fordo, and the United States is claiming that it is completely taken out. And so that does raise some questions. Is there any type of, not nuclear fallout, but any nuclear waste? And we'll be taking a look at some of those reports, because it's pretty interesting if you're going to take out nuclear facilities that there wouldn't be any nuclear waste. So the entire world, I will tell you right now, President Trump, he's going to go live in about 4 minutes. He's going to go live in about 4 minutes. This is definitely going to split MAGA. Split MAGA. I'm telling you guys. And like I said, I already see it. It's all over social media. Live support. We're at war, guys. The United States has entered the ring under President Donald Trump. Now, we have been covering him these last, few years. And President Trump ran under no nuclear bomb. I have questions, like many of you have questioned. Is Iran actually on the verge of acquiring a nuclear bomb? And we've seen Trump signal first Israeli strike. People would disagree. Performing follow-up offensive strikes
An
in the
ally
region.
has been slain.
This is historic. You guys are witnessing history. And the basics. I think this will forever split the base. How bad the fallout will be. You can agree with me or disagree with me, but it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. Because of the no more new wars.
Losing dog.
Like I said, you can have your opinion. Like, oh, I supported this. Is the only way
Nah.
it works out. But I'm gonna tell you right now, there are millions
They're
of
actually
people
getting absolutely fucking destroyed.
thought no more. Like I said, you can hear this.
Yo, is that a fucking
That's what's
frog?
happening in MAGA right now.
Yeah.
You can like live in
Dude,
La La
just
Land
killed
and
a
get
frog, dude.
I predict President Trump, he should be going live any moment now. You guys speak strong. He'll probably say something that will go down in history in this broadcast. In his presidency, he's going to threaten Iran for sure. He'll probably say something along the lines, not a single hair on the American or this earth shall be touched, and the full force of the U.S. military, like the world has never seen, is raining down on Iran, and that will give further escalation of
Shut down. Dominating.
the entire world. That's my anticipation. That's what I'm thinking he's going to say right now. After confirming it was a successful strike,
Your
that we
team
took
has
out all of the
destroyed a
nuclear
turret.
facilities, and that there were no American casualties, U.S. military, Air Force, as a result, and that the United States
Killing
has no
spree.
plans of remaining in a long-term war in the United States. I'm predicting that's maybe what he's going to tell he's talking to the whole country, the whole world right now. Right? And then I'll give my opinion. We are in false flag territory. Again, this is it. Right now. In this, the U.S. intelligence agencies are already on high alert.
Did you say something?
Super cells,
What?
all of these people in MAGA that have been declared on a war with Iran. Using the X right now, they're all mocking Iran. They're mocking Iranian state media. Mocking Iranian media. Even retaliation from Washington. So you can mock them.
Shut down.
But I will tell you right now, your mocking makes people that are in MAGA thinking, why are we in a new war? So Iran is a massive threat, so we gotta bomb them and go to war. And then after we bomb them and they vow to retaliate, you mock them. This happened on all over Africa. These characters, all of these people. Well, I've been saying it's inconsistent. And I think it's dishonest. It's really dishonest. Because we've been hearing over and over and over again, Iran is a threat, Iran is a threat, they've got massive sleeper cells. This is why America's got to go and join the war. There's sleeper cells that can blow up America, death to America.
Your team has
And now
destroyed
that
a
we're at
turret.
war with Iran, be like, Iran, they don't do. What are they gonna do? So are they a threat or not, dude? You know, it's just not consistent. So we'll see what
An
President
enemy
Trump
has been
says.
slain.
We're gonna find out what we get right now. I got all kinds of people calling me right now, family, friends. I'm live. You guys should know. You guys should know. So here we go. Here comes the president. And we'll go full screen real quick. There we go.
Enemy double kill. Enemy has been slain.
Killing our people, blowing up their arms, blowing up their legs with roadside bombs.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. So many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister.
An enemy has been slain.
Netanyahu. We worked as a team like no team has ever worked before. We've gone a long way to the threat to Israel. The Israeli military, the job they've done, and most importantly, I want to congratulate we will no longer need their services. Either peace, or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last. Remember, there are three targets. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all by far.
Enemy has been slain.
Speed and skill. Matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight. Not even close. Thank you very much.
Israel, Israel, Israel. Congratulations, Netanyahu. Congratulations, Israel. God bless Israel. There you have it, chat. There you have it. There you have it. There is President Trump's proclamation. A couple hours after the United States has entered the ring, entered the war. And based off of Trump's words, this is clearly about Israel, okay? And what's interesting about Trump's words is he talks about the decades-long war against Muslims. And the decades-long
Has been destroyed.
war in the Middle East, and it's all because of this. Oh man. Well, here we are, chat. Here we are. I told you he was going to make heavy statements, and Trump left it open. This is not over. Trump made it very clear that if there's retaliation, there's obviously punishment. And I will tell you right now, people are going to be all over social media, and they keep saying Iran is a threat, Iran is a threat, Iran is a threat, Iran is a threat. And you keep mocking them every time we end up in this type of position. You can't say we gotta go to war with these people because they're such a massive threat, and then mock them after we bomb them. So President Trump made it very clear all of the targets have been taken out. I'm not sure if we got any clarification if that's the entirety of the Iranian nuclear program. If it is, are we done yet? Is this over? You know, it can't be for Israel. It can't be. It can't be. It can't be. And I told you, listen guys, I'm telling you, it's probably already happening in the chat. This is gonna split the base. Doesn't matter what you think. I don't care. It's gonna split the base because of what Trump ran on. And I keep saying this. And people can sit.
Germans engineered a pressure washer to use hydraulic force. It's called Waterworks. In its record-breaking success is using big names like Bowers, Home Depot, and in just 30 days, it has sold 1.8 million units, none of which can include these big box stores. This thing uses a patented jet pressure accelerator.
Sit there and cuck out like, you're so disrespectful. I'm not the one that ran on a presidential campaign promising what's happening now not to be happening. Okay? And we are already seeing for Trump to be impeached. Okay? We are already seeing Trump to be impeached. We got a lot of stuff moving in the news. All right, guys? So we're gonna be taking a look at the news. All right? We're in that mode. We'll be providing analysis as well. But we are already seeing calls for President Trump to be impeached. AOC has already declared this about 30 minutes ago. The president's disastrous decision to bomb Iran without authorization is a grave violation of the Constitution and congressional war power. Implicitly risk launching a war that may ensnare us for generations. It is absolutely and clearly grounds for impeachment. So AOC, Democrats already moving. Democrats already moving in this direction, and if you just take a look at X right now, MAGA's split, dude, split. And I don't. Maybe the split will subside. I guarantee you it's already happening. Guarantee. Agree or disagree with me, I don't care. It's happening. It's happening. And so we've already seen, I want to take a look at what we are seeing right now from Iran because retaliation is definitely being monitored. All right, so if you want to pick the side where you're going to mock Iran now, you're losing credibility. That's what I've been trying to explain to people. Like, Iran can't be such a massive threat and then not be. Okay? And by the way, so many people were saying that, well, the justification for bombing Iran, the United States going on the offense, okay? The two justifications, you gotta stop the nukes, and Iran has sleeper cells in the United States and the open border They chant death to America. I will tell you right now, not me. Claiming Iran is such a massive threat and an overreactor of the United States. Involved in this war. For Israel, you heard President Trump himself. Israel.
Wow, I fucking played that beautiful.
Wild, man. Congratulations, Benjamin Netanyahu. Congratulations. We did it for you. Congratulations. We did it for you. You hear that? Why couldn't, listen, you know, if the America First policy, right? If the America First, because a lot of people have been trying to argue this. Okay, if the American First policy is, well, we gotta go in. We gotta bomb Iran and take out the nuclear facilities. We gotta stop their ability. We gotta stop it. We gotta stop their ability to up their enrichment of uranium so they can't get the bomb. Right? That's American interest. Stopping Iran from getting a nuclear bomb is America First because that prevents American lives from dying in the future. Right? Stopping the Iranian regime stops the war on terror. Puts an end to it. Well, don't you find it kind of interesting? Don't you find it kind of interesting? What I would expect the American president to come out and not congratulate Israel and say God bless Israel and you know, it's just like can you know, it's just a so-called America First operation. Can't we get a declaration from the president right after? Just only congratulating the United States. And did you hear Trump's statements? We've been working like a team all along. The United States, we and Netanyahu, U.S. Those were Trump's words. Those were Trump's words. We've been working like a team all along. Wow. Yeah, if Israel says do it, you do it.
Has been destroyed.
If Israel says jump, America says how high. You make sure. That's wild. That is wild.
Oh my
Hey
god.
man, don't get
dude.
mad at me. Those were President Trump's words.
Some
If
of
you
them.
missed it and you're just tuning in,
It's just funny, I'm just standing there
Go
because
back
I
like
can't
10
go
minutes,
in,
listen
or else
to
I'll
what he
die. And I get the last hit for the kill.
Israel, God bless Israel. Congratulations, Netanyahu. We were working as a team the whole time. We were partners in this whole thing. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, that's just honest analysis. And I will tell you right now, see, this is what I'm seeing, and this is what I don't understand. And if someone is going to be completely honest with you, they will point this out to you. So we are already seeing Iranian state TV issuing a direct threat to President Trump. Mr. Trump, you started it, we will end it. Okay? We'll play the clip right now, but this is already going viral. Iranian media already declaring that they are going to retaliate. And these types of individuals, this is what I'm saying, this is what doesn't make sense. These people like Patford, they just mocked it. Another idle threat from the paper side. So I just don't understand. I really don't understand. If Iran is such a massive threat, how are they not? If Iran is such a massive threat, they have such a reach all over the world with sleeper cells all over the world that can be activated at any moment, then why would we be not taking Iran's threats serious right now after we just according to Trump, took out their nuclear sites. I think that's just an honest, critical thinking analysis off of how this has been developing over the past week or so. And so the President of the United States confirmed tonight that the Americans under his leadership and Israel has been working hand in hand throughout this whole thing, right?
Enemy has been slain.
That kind of lets you know a lot. And I believe it was yesterday, President Trump he was asked by Fox News again about Tulsi Gabbard, claiming that Iran was not on this verge of a nuclear weapon. And he doubled down and said, I believe he said she was wrong. The direct quote from Trump was yesterday. He doubled down, claiming that she was wrong. She was wrong. This was Trump yesterday. Okay? Throwing Tulsi Gabbard under the bus.
20 years ago, you were skeptical of the Republican administration. Different with Iran.
Somewhat pre-nuclear, you know, it was the nuclear age. And I think within a matter of weeks, or certainly within a matter of months, they're going to be able to have a nuclear weapon. We can't let that happen. I was very much opposed to Iraq. I said it loud and clear. I was in opinion, but I guess I got a lot of publicity.
Well, yeah, millions of people loved you for it, dude.
But I was very much opposed to the Iraq war. They did say, don't go in, don't go in, don't go in. But I said, if you're going to go in, keep the oil. But they didn't do that.
What intelligence do you have that Iran is building a nuclear weapon? Your intelligence that they are.
The intelligence community is wrong. Who in the intelligence community said that?
Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard.
She's wrong.
So that was yesterday, and I'm just going to give you guys a couple things. We're going to get to the latest, but I like to go what has been developed in the last days. Obviously, this was Better Call Saul. So this was going down last night.
Man,
Israeli media was
fuck
all
that
over
guy,
it.
dude.
All over it.
Fucking joke.
Israeli media yesterday was reporting that the Mossad was now saying Iran is 15 days away from a bomb. Yet USA, and this is new, a new timeline. Okay? And by the way, this is not going to go away. If America took out all, and we'll get a confirmation, if America took out all of Iran's nuclear facilities and sites now, like, can we stop now? Or, you know what I mean? But Israel can't have that because it's not about the nukes. It's not about that for Israel. It's not. Stop thinking that's what this is about. It's not about nukes. It's not about their missiles. It's not about regime change. It's not about freeing the oppressed Iranians. It's not about any of that. Israel wants power in the region, and Iran is standing in the way. And I, went into that earlier this week. There's a lot of Orthodox Talmudic beliefs that go into that and bringing in their Messiah. Iran, I believe, poses a threat to prerequisites for their Messiah to come. And yes, Netanyahu aligns himself with that Orthodox Talmudic Jewish thinking. Period. View you as an ally. Go to the old city Jerusalem for people that like to take the trip. All right, go to old city the next time you go with Jack Hibbs, or the next time whoever, Amir Safadi or whatever, whoever you go with. The next time you go, on the trip and you go hump the wall and bow to the wall, the next time you go do that, in front of the wall, in the very corner, okay? In the very corner of the wall, right under, there's a couple study areas. When you go in there, there's a ton of Hasidic Orthodox Jews in there. Next time you go, to start preaching Jesus Christ at the top of your lungs. And let us know if these people still view you as an ally, my friend. Okay? Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. And you will find out real quick. They hate Christ, they hate Jesus, they believe he's burning in hell and feces and excrement. And, it's easy. So this has been going on. People out there, Trump's been for the next year. And it was a lot sooner than later. Like I told you, could happen too, because this started as a deception campaign, and it's been confirmed by President Trump tonight. This entire deception campaign, even signaling to MAGA and the base that we will be approaching this diplomatically and peacefully, was a deception. Trump said, we've been working together with Israel, me and Netanyahu, we've been partners this whole time. Okay? And so, like I told you guys Thursday night, when we were getting these signals, okay, Trump is saying, I'll let you know in the next 2 weeks. Sometime in the next 2 weeks, sometime.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
And then we were getting reports that Israel was saying, we don't need the Americans. And then we got this last night. Mossad was saying that Iran was 15 days away from the bomb, and U.S. agencies were saying, well, they're about a year away. And by the way, we've been hearing this for the past 4 years. And you'll probably hear it for another 4 years. This is not done. It can't be done. It can't. Maybe Trump thinks in his own head that, okay, this is the end of it. It's not. It's not. You don't trust Israel. You don't. I don't trust foreign countries, including Israel. And we were also getting reports from Israeli sources that Israel did delay Iran nuclear bomb by at least 2 or 3 years. Okay, so all kinds of disinformation, misinformation, just blowing out of Israeli media the past 24 hours, and it leads us. The President Trump finally pulled the trigger. President Trump makes the U.S. run bombs on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, 3 or 4 by B-2 bombers used in strikes. President Trump on Saturday evening has announced we have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Truth said, just a couple hours ago. All right. And so this obviously has escalated big time as the entire world has been watching this, and now the FBI is on high alert.
I just
The
soloed
FBI is on high
2 of their
alert.
main
FBI monitoring
damage
possible
characters, and
domestic
they still
sleeper
couldn't even
cells.
fucking kill them.
With the Israeli military engaged in a long-range war with
Nice, dude.
well,
Like
now he
I
has.
full on soloed them.
He has.
Yeah, dude, you want a fucking medal?
The FBI under Director Kash Patel is increasingly vigilant against the possibility that sleeper cells and operatives who remain quiet in a target country until ordered into activity will engage in attacks with the United States, CBS News has reported. So this has already been in motion. The FBI is focusing on sleeper cells linked to Hezbollah here now because we're pretty much at war with Iran. Now, obviously, in Trump's mind, it's looking like he wants to wrap this up pretty quick. But that's a gamble, that's a risk. And I don't know what's going to happen, guys. All I can tell you is it could be a false flag. Mossad, CIA can completely act as if they're Hezbollah, right? They can completely act like they're Hamas somewhere on planet Earth, killing Americans, murdering Americans. U.S. military is on high alert. They're anticipating and preparing for Iranian retaliation on air bases, on obviously aircraft, U.S. military bases in the region. They've evacuated embassies. I think I'll look at it right now. I believe the Jerusalem embassy, U.S. embassy, has been evacuated. I'll confirm that right now. And so we are in false flag territory. We've been in false flag territory. Whether it's a false flag or it's real, I don't know. This is not going to look good on Trump. It's just not. And Trump made it very clear. And like I said, I don't know if it's going to happen. I think this is part of the gamble Trump is entering into. Because if we get a report in the next hour or two that 50 Americans blow up in DC or New York or Los Angeles or Texas or Arizona or Virginia, or who knows? It could be anywhere. It could be or an embassy somewhere in the United States. Excuse me, a U.S. embassy somewhere on planet Earth, where a massive amount of Americans are murdered because President Trump decided to pull the trigger on Iran. Now, you can speculate, and I've been speculating. I don't think that looks too good on you guys. Will that happen? I don't know. Iran could be neutered, weak, incapable. I mean, obviously, Iran is incapable, in my opinion, of going toe-to-toe with the United States of America. But that's why I've been thinking to myself, so then why are they such a threat? Why do we have to go to war with someone that is not a threat? Oh, they're just a bunch of stinky towel heads in the Middle East. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Well, okay, we just bombed and annihilated one of their largest facilities.
Oh, I get 20 kills and we can't even fucking win, dude. This guy fucking played. Okay, so we had a support playing top lane and we had a support playing 80 carry, like attack damage. Like, what the fuck am I witnessing?
Nice.
As a fucking assassin, I did more damage than our 80 carry. Like,
Israel will say no. Mark my words.
so troll, dude.
And we got to see what Pakistan does, because also China, also Russia. We will see
You're on your computer?
if they do enter the ring in some type of
On my
capacity
phone.
as a result, because we don't know entirely
Okay, I'll
what
be
their
back. Yo, did you have work today?
What?
Did you have work today?
I took today off.
Have you been outside yet?
No, why?
That's because it's hot.
Oh.
Backdoor allyship deals and negotiations are already on the table in the event the United States comes out and does what it did tonight. You know, there's so much here that can go wrong for President Trump, and that's been my analysis the past few weeks. Is okay, like, he's in position. I'm praying for him to succeed. He's already made it clear that he's working, but he literally buddied up with Israel in this whole operation this past week. He confirmed it, right? I just think now the entire world is definitely going to be on watch, on guard. And that makes
Alright guys, Touchcronic again. I hope you're doing well and enjoying your day. Toronto continues with this Toronto tournament, with the official accounts making a very interesting statement with regard to the other teams that potentially could have run a tournament this season, but decided not to on this occasion. Toronto running a tournament this weekend to get things ready for the World Championship. It has not been on Sunshine and Rainbows, and the community is not so convinced. This tournament was executed.
I didn't know COD Infinite Warfare was set in 2187. Holy shit.
2180, huh?
As a response, the Toronto official account comes out with some rather interesting statements, certainly towards two of the biggest teams in the Call of Duty League and certainly the biggest fan base. And that's very much interested in your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I greatly appreciate it. Black Ops 7, of course, set in 2035. So kind of between BO2, BO3, BO2, BO4, whatever you want to say. There's talk about what the movement is going to be as a result. But yeah, these are the only games set in the future. We know that Dashi was talking about it the other day that he would very much like all the games to be based in the future as well. I thought this is a nice little excerpt here from Attach's vlog that he put together at MLG Anaheim. He went to the Anaheim Convention Center. He was talking to a few people about what was going on and kind of trying to get them to understand a little bit what was happening. They were somewhat confused what he was talking about, but yeah, maybe we need Attach for the commissioner of the CDL. I don't know what you guys think about that as a general concept, right? We talk about it when players retire and they step away. What are they going to do next? This is great content that Attach put together here. You know, is he going to go do content full time? I think he's definitely got the opportunities to do that. We know that players like Rambo, like when he retired from competing, he went and worked for Sledgehammer Games, consulted on their, I mean, he consulted for like, you know, Advanced Warfare and stuff like that. Suddenly, he was there for a little while anyway. Rambo working with those guys like Modern Warfare 3. I think that type of period he was working with Sledgehammer and then, you know, stepped away. Of course, he's come back into the competitive scene anyway. Now Rambo's coaching the Vancouver Surge. We know that Aches kind of famous, he did a similar thing with the X-Defiant situation. So that's one angle. I know that Clayster, when he retired, I think he had a few things to think about because there was maybe some similar options for him. There's the coaching piece, there's the analyst desk piece, you know, there's the casting piece potentially for someone like Study. But, you know, then again, it's not, you know, those options were maybe there a few years ago, right? Like in many respects, I think Nameless does a phenomenal job of what he does, but like sometimes timing works out, right? Like when Nameless stepped away, you know, just turned out that the scene was in a position where the analyst desk was needing a bit of a revamp. We've seen the same thing recently, let's say in 2020, like 2019, 2020, when there were plenty of players retiring. And there was just like, if you wanted a coaching spot, here's a coaching spot. You had so many coaching spots because the team started to take it more seriously.
Ready to eliminate hostiles.
More Canadians than ever are getting the pouches they want from Rush Tins. We carry your favorite brands: Zyn, Bello, Sonic, plus over 200
Dude,
flavors
ads
and
are
strengths.
fucking AIDS,
And therefore
bro.
it was like, yeah, you want a coach? It's like, yeah, sure, we need a coach. Like that's now the rules. So, you know, we'll bring you in. So sometimes it just works out like that. Whereas nowadays, you want to be a coach in the league, it's more challenging. Like, where are you going to go? Like there's some more established coaches, guys that are either veteran players, such as, you know, Clayster or Accuracy, who are doing the job, or coaches who have lots of experience and tenure and championships under their belt in that position. And and lots of years of reputation from the players around them. So
Down to 5
look, I'm
seconds.
not saying that Attach doesn't have opportunities, he absolutely does, but I'm just saying it's interesting when you see players step
located by
away.
Op 4.
What are they going to do? Where are they going to go? Because Attach will have opportunities out there, but these are a few of the potential ideas. But as I say, maybe some sort of commissioner of the league or some of that, like that would be a sensible thing, to be honest. Like, would the league be better off if Attach was calling some of the shots? I wouldn't be surprised if it would be, but of course those things are far easier said than done. There are multiple things in play. Interestingly, of course, Attach started his career pretty much as an SMG, ended it much more so as an AR. There was a bit of drama about Hydra and where he sits in the all-time SMG rankings. I mean, not even all-time, it's a bit of a question mark regardless. But as Brian Stats says, Hydra's been in both of the last two grand finals. Won it in 23, placed second last year, the last two Champs grand finals. Another appearance in 2025 would make him the 6th consecutive player, or the 6th player, to do it 3 consecutive times. Cap did it 2015 to 2017, won the first 2 of those, lost the second. Apathy did it 3 years in a row, won the first and the third of those. Sync did it 4 years in a row, as did aBeZy and Cellium for the final 3 of those. And in that period, Simp and aBeZy won 2. They won the first year and the third year of that run, and Cellium won the single one in 2021. So pretty interesting that Hydra, because, it's basically the FaZe trio, and then JCap and Apathy, like, legends in their own right of.
Friendly, last operator standing. All friendlies were eliminated.
And
Mission
of
failure.
course, well, both of these guys on NG in 2016, for example, in 2017 when they won the World Championship, was a bit of a crossover there. But Hydra to do so would put him, in very unique company, shall we say. And Hydra has been, to me, for sure, the best SMG of this season. He did start the year pretty slow. You guys probably remember that he didn't have the greatest stage 1, didn't have the greatest first couple of stages, but it was inevitable that he was going to turn up. Like, this guy is one of the most talented players that I've ever seen in my life, and his POV is simply different, especially when he's on point. His play this year has been very difficult to stop from an SMG side. There's a perspective on, okay, is Scrap ahead of him? Probably yes, in my opinion. Is Cellium ahead of him? That's a bit more debatable, but I think he's probably ahead of Simp. And Joe Deceives came in as 5th in Easy Max list. I think you could probably also throw Neptune in there in terms of MVP candidates. aBeZy all-time, yeah, but of course, this year, aBeZy's not quite been there. But it did lead into a question on this. Breaking Point put this out, the top 3 SMGs of all time. Now, of course, number 1 needs no discussion at all. The question is the other top SMGs of all time. If I'm going through the all-time list for players that just ran a sub, because, you can go through a Crimsix, okay, sure, did he occasionally run a sub? Yeah. Wasn't it all the time? No, but did he have lots of success with the sub? Yeah. Is he the greatest ever? Yeah, but that doesn't really work, right? Like, I'm looking for a full-time SMG. So, let's say someone like Apathy, for example, 2-time world champion, right, as we said, 2016, 2018, and legend, see, absolutely, incredibly talented SMG player. Where does he sit all-time, Apathy? Top
Down to 5 seconds.
20, kind of in that ballpark, maybe? I don't know. Intrude to your thoughts in the comments. Maybe slightly higher, maybe slightly lower, depending on your perspective. But, Apathy could have been on this list. I think Apathy very much could have been on this list. In terms of all-time SMGs, I think John as well. Like, I know that people are going to do a bit of recency bias here, and I think that's probably fair. But, I would say that Apathy and John could very much have been the arguments here for in the 3rd spot. I think that it's definitely Scump, obviously, and I think it's got to be Simp. I don't think that there's any other SMG that I've just mentioned, even if you consider, like, Ace, because he was for a long time an SMG. You might be able to consider him, actually, but I think that would be a bit controversial. So if we're talking just like pure SMGs, then it's Scump. It's probably got to be Simp, because I think everyone has him now top 10 all-time bare minimum, really, which would put him above Apathy. And then the question is, okay, who comes next? So in my list, I think I would put App here. Like, I think I would go Scump, Simp, and Apathy. And, maybe that's a bit of a hot take, but I think it's just
yes.
and I'm excluding Ace.
Yes.
Then, though, it gets interesting because I think John's in the conversation too. But then, of course, we go to the modern day, right? We go to the players that are around today. Because if Simp is going to be, you know, in this list in seconds, then maybe you have to put a BZ right there as well. Now, you could argue this. Definitely an argument to say. You know, people always argue that in Cold War, BZ was
think
better
that's
or
just
whatever.
funny, though.
I disagree, but I think it was very close. And in many games, they have
think
been
my
very, very
favorite
competitive indeed.
when
It's just,
they're
you know,
on their
a bit
cams,
of recency
it's
bias.
just
BZ
amazing.
hasn't been that great this year. There have been a couple of years like Vanguard where he wasn't as good as Simp. Maybe the same could be argued in MW19. So I don't think anyone's got a BZ ahead of Simp all time. The question is, how close is a BZ to Simp? Because they've played pretty much their whole careers together. A BZ's an unbelievable player, but you know, the 1 year he played without Simp before he came around, it wasn't so good, right? World War II, you know, he had a couple of decent finishes on Enigma 6, and that was his kind of real breakout season. But still, right, that's the debate. How close is a BZ to Simp? Does he, you know, come above Apathy in my eyes? Or does he come above the two other real candidates, those probably being Shotzzy, to be honest, and then Hydra? Now, I think that, you know, probably both Shotzzy and Hydra haven't been around long enough and haven't probably achieved enough to make it justified. I think in terms of talents, like, yeah, if you want to talk talent, then, like, there's no doubt that Hydra can be here and probably should be here, to be honest. In terms of success, I think you could argue that Shotzzy could be here because he's got 2 rings in the CDL era, 2020, MW19, and then, of course, last year with Optic. On Modern Warfare 3, you know, maybe you could argue that as well. Hydra, maybe you can argue it, but, you know, one-time world champion, maybe he loses out a little bit in that sense for now to maybe even a Shotzzy, or certainly maybe like someone like an Apathy or even an Ace potentially, depending on your perspective. So, I don't know, I actually thought this is a really interesting one. There's loads of different ways that you can cut this cake, or whatever you want to say, as it were. But, you know, there's only one for sure guaranteed answer, and that's Scump, and probably Simp is number 2 as well. But as I say, you could probably debate it just a little bit. There was a bit of drama, of course, happening. If you guys have been tuning in a little bit to the Counter-Strike Major, just showing how, you know, it's pretty different gravy at the end of the day, these type of arenas. The way that Counter-Strike does it, I know that there's lots of pro players watching this at the moment and thinking, damn, that would be nice. Now, this is, of course, back at the Major in Miami.
Yes.
The fuck is wrong with you, dude?
You know, look, I think it was busier there than it looked on the cameras, but it still wasn't ideal. And yeah, this is what it's... Yeah, basically, this is where we are with COD today compared to where we would potentially like to be. And that's why some of the drama was happening with this Toronto tournament. So they decided, they worked together with AMD, they're putting this tournament on for the weekends. It's going to conclude today, and it's great stuff, right, to see that all unfold. But some people didn't think the tournament was especially well done. I mean, at the end of the day, when you've got 8 matches happening at the same time, it was a challenge for Toronto to put on the tournament, put on the stream, make sure everything was working well, get the stats to work, you know, all these other factors. Yeah, okay, there was some criticism of the way the tournament was run. Some of the brackets they put out weren't perfect, but I think on some level, I get it. I know that there was some criticism to say, look, you know, this isn't really hype, you know, the Counter-Strike Major's going on, and all these other things. Fair enough. But it did get pretty spicy in the chat. So, Toronto is a social guy, and like, look, I don't want any like repercussions or anything. I'm not trying to like snitch or anything like this is said publicly. What I will say is that please, Toronto, keep this social guy because he's created some great stories around your event. And at the end of the day, like, to me, that's what it's about, right? Do people care about the tournament? People care when there's some sort of drama and controversy going on. This is certainly one example. So Toronto said, don't see anyone else putting anything on, because people in the chat were basically like, you know, like this tournament ain't really hitting guys or whatever. You know what people are like. They love to be negative, and they find ways to be...
This is more than just a racing simulator.
launch and help write the
Alright, I
script
think
for
I'm gonna
Top
get
Gun
off.
3. Well, you can't win them all. So let's talk about.
Well,
I think I'm gonna get off.
alright.
Alright, peace.